Don't give up at all. I remember when I took the class almost 10 years ago now, 9 years, 9+ years ago. I remember we had a lady in the class that she was a nurse, if I remember, and she said that her husband kept bugging and why she taking the class. My husband this, my husband that, my husband this one, my husband that one. After why she quit the class. She quit the class, and to be honest, I don't know. Maybe she had taken the class now. Maybe we don't. Who knows? Who knows? So with this kind of thing, especially if you are doing something new that you've never done before, the best thing is to stick to it. Consistency is very important in anything in life. To be honest, is consistency. Many people just quit, and sometimes when they quit, that's when the doors begin to open. Everything in life is consistency. Ministry, for those that are into ministry, is consistency. Anything you do is consistent. So when people look at you and they attach something to you, it's because of your consistency. If an accountant, that means you've been doing it for a long time. If you are a, whether it's a doctor, anything you do that people attach to you, that is part of your identity. In most cases, is something you have been doing consistently for a while. Same thing, good or bad character. You are consistently doing something good or bad. That makes it who you are. You get what I'm saying? So I would just say to everyone here, if it's IT, some people may not be IT. If it's IT that God has called you to, or you feel like this is your path, just be consistent. It will work out. That's how I can really, really bring it up. So I hope that helps you. That helps you. And I've said it many times. Some people is a means to an end. I know some people that they want to do IT for a little bit, get some money, and focus on what they want. Some people want to start their own business, and they feel like for me to really get the capital to start my business, I just do IT for 5 years and start my restaurant. That's it. So some people is a means to an end. Some people is just a means to get to where they want to go. Some people like, okay, I want to pay some things off, and I just need IT job to do it for a couple of years. After I'm done what I need to do, I'm retiring. So everybody has their method. So if it's a means to an end, good. If it's a means to where you want to get to, also good. Just have your plan and stick to it. God bless in that area in Jesus' name. Amen. I'm looking at the chart. Subnet. Okay, no worries, sir. Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Please, if you have any question on subnetting, let me know. Let me know as well. Anything about subnetting, let me know. So we looked at CIDR, CIDR, CIDRs, and we also looked at /24/32 slash there are different CIDRs that we have, and you should know what it means when we have those CIDRs. So as I said, I wanted to show you what a FortiGate is, a Fortinet or a firewall device. So this is a small one. I have like I even if you I know I can send you one. I have a bunch of these. So we have vendors that we work with in our company. So one of the vendors, if you need a firewall, they can send it to us. Like I even set up a firewall. So I can this is a FortiGate Fortinet firewall. It's a small one, but for those that work in enterprise, if you work for a big company, it is times 10 of this. It's huge. The one that this one is just for the local one. This is like even like a router. This is a small firewall that I can install. I can connect my router, my home router, to this, and I can even block people. I can allow people. It's just a lot. I don't have it, but it's good to like for training and all. So this is a firewall, and you can see that it has different ports. So I know you might not see it has different ports. Let me move my blur one second, then I'll put it back. Can you see it has different ports? See, so the firewall has different ports. You have the we have the port one, port two, we have the DMZ, the WAN port, the console port. We have that as well. So all these, you know what? That might even be where I'm making my mistake. You have the console port. Let me put that there. So that's the console port. We have the USB port. And in the past, when I have like a project, I can use this test, as my test firewall. So if you want to implement something, if you want to do an upgrade, I can do it on this. This is a very small one, to be honest. As I said, I even asked the vendor to send me another one, but it looks like the same thing. I have one. I'm looking at it in front of me right now. I have another one, a older version. I have it. I have like these three firewalls in the house. I even have you get the point. So this is what is called Fortinet firewall. So it's like where people have iPhones and Android, iPhone and Android. So for firewalls, we have different firewalls. It's all the same thing. An Android phone, an iPhone is the same thing. You make calls, go on social media, post, read, check news. I don't know. call your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. Same thing with firewalls. They do the same thing. They do the same thing. So this is a Fortinet firewall. Now, most companies have different firewalls. They have different ones. So the company I work for, one of them has Palo Alto firewalls. That is a different firewall. Palo Alto firewall is like a new, it's not a new firewall, but a lot of people use it. Some people use Fortinet firewalls or FortiGate. Same thing. Fortinet, FortiGate is the same thing. They use Fortinet firewalls. Some other people use Checkpoint firewall. Checkpoint is a Israeli firewall. It's from Israel. I know for those that know Israel, they are innovative. So it's from Israel. So Checkpoint is from Israel. Checkpoint has been there for years. So most of the Fortune 500 companies that we work for, if you decide to work for them, Home Depot, Apple, I'm just guessing, most of these companies, they use Checkpoint firewall. So many of them are now branching out from Checkpoint firewall. They're now using Fortinet firewall, or they're using Palo Alto firewall. Some people are using Juniper firewall. Some people are using Dell Sonic firewall. Firewall is still the same. They do the same thing. They allow, they block. You get what I'm saying? Now, with firewalls, firewall is configured to block. So the natural setting of every firewall is to block. The setting of firewall is to block. All they do is block. So for firewall to allow traffic, you have to create a rule for it to be allowed. So what I'll try and do is that I'll see if I can set up it on my work laptop and see it work, because I'm trying to set up on my regular laptop and it's not working. So let's see. Sure, let me not put down this. Let's see. I might probably try and set it up again and see if it works. Now let's check the chat before I continue. Anybody have any questions? What's the difference in function between firewall and a VPN? So VPN is virtual private network. Virtual private network. So I've given the example before. During COVID, or even after COVID, I traveled to Nigeria. So I can decide to work from Nigeria, and it will appear as if I'm in Atlanta. So what will I do? I can purchase something called a VPN, whatever it is. So what does that entail? That means that when I log onto my computer, I will log onto the VPN and click Atlanta or New York. So what will happen is that it will route my traffic from my ISP, for my internet service provider, for those that know Nigeria, MTN, whatever it is, it will route the traffic as if I'm living or I'm in the US. So when my company is seeing my traffic, it is not coming from Nigeria. It is coming from New York or Atlanta. Hope that makes sense. That is VPN. Now, VPN can also be for companies. So now, when I log in, I'm working from home now, and I want to log into my applications in my company, I have to log on to the company's VPN. So the VPN is a direct route to my company network. Without the VPN, I cannot connect. You get what I'm saying? So those that work remotely from home, let's say I work from home and I work remotely, and we have company logs, company files. I want to put in my time for the week. Let's say I worked 40 hours this week. You get what I'm saying? For you to do it, most companies, their law, the way they configure is that you have to log into the VPN. They want to know who is logging into their files. I hope that makes sense. They want to know. So what they do is that you click on the VPN, you put in your credentials, whatever credentials they give you, and your password, and you log in. Then you can click on your timesheet to put in your time, to access a file, to access a confidential file. That is VPN, virtual private network. Now, there's IPsec VPN, there's site-to-site VPN, there's different kind of VPN, but the basic commonality of a VPN is that it is a virtual private network. What VPN does is that it spoofs your traffic in such a way that it makes you look like you're in that place. So if I'm working remotely now, it will make me look as if I'm inside the building. Let's say our headquarters is in Atlanta, and I don't feel like going into Atlanta for work. I can log into my laptop from where I am located and log into the VPN. It will look as if I am in the company. I hope that makes sense. So that is VPN. VPN is virtual private network. You are basically entering to the network of your company. And I also give the other example. If I'm in South Africa and I want to work from Johannesburg or from Pretoria or from Cape Town, I will install a VPN on my laptop, and I will, for those that have VPN, you know what I'm talking about. You will now make it look as if you are in the US, but you are in South Africa. Hope that makes sense. That is VPN. Now, because of the way technology is, some tools can determine if you are using a VPN. CrowdStrike is one. There are other login tools that can dissect your traffic to your private IP address. Hope that makes sense. Because they know that a lot of people use VPN. So most companies now employ other tools to dissect people's traffic coming into their company. So if I log in from Nigeria and I'm supposed to be working in the US, the company can still flag it as coming from Nigeria. Why? Because now we have tools that can check. And for those, forgive, I'm using Nigeria as an example. If you're from other countries, please just bear with me. I'm using Nigeria, Africa. Nigeria, in most cases, is blackballed by some companies. Why? Because of 419. If you don't know what 419 is, then you are don't worry. So Nigeria has been blackballed by some companies. So some companies in general, their rule is to block Nigeria. Why? Because of send me your phone number. I have $10 million in a Swiss account. I just need $500 to remove the money. So most companies block it. Hope that makes sense. So VPN is virtual private network. IPsec VPN, you have that on the firewall. What is IPsec VPN tunnel? IPsec VPN tunnel is, I don't want to go into too much details about it. It is pretty much a situation where my company, I work for Apple, you work for Microsoft. Apple buys Microsoft. I'll just give an example. So we buy Microsoft for $12 billion. I'll just give an example. $12 billion. We bought Microsoft. So we want to merge Apple and Microsoft together to make it one company. So what they will do is that they can hire someone like you. You can be a temporary firewall guy or a permanent firewall guy. They need you to stand up an IPsec VPN tunnel. So it's VPN. But what they are doing is that they want to transfer all the files that Microsoft has over to Apple. But you can't do it by email. First of all, the files might be very heavy and some of it is sensitive. So let's say that Microsoft is planning to produce a phone, a transparent phone. Let's give an example. This phone is a phone that nobody has seen before and it's in their vault. They can't send it via Gmail. They cannot. It's dumb. So what they will do is that as the firewall guy, you will stand up a VPN tunnel on the firewall. Then they will send in all the blueprint of the phone. I'm giving an example now. All the blueprint of the phones they are going to create in the next 10 years. The Xbox, they also make Xbox, the game. Maybe they have one gaming that they're going to do. Whatever, maybe they have something they're going to upgrade on Microsoft Word. They will send it over to Apple. So Apple has those things in their repertoire. I hope that makes sense. So that is IPsec VPN tunnel. Your job is to create a tunnel between Apple and Microsoft. So there will be a firewall guy in Microsoft that will also create a tunnel. What is a tunnel? A tunnel is just a space for files to pass. So please don't see it as anything. They call it tunnel. What is it? I mean, you're not going to a physical tunnel. It's just more of opening up an instance where we can send files securely. That's all. And when you stand up a tunnel, nobody can hack into it. It's unhackable. Even if you hack into it, what you'll be seeing is gibberish. Because when you stand up that tunnel, it is protected. So if I'm sending all the blueprint of what Microsoft has over to Apple, is going to be received without it being hacked by anybody. I believe that makes sense. So there's something called site-to-site VPN. That's another one. Well, that will be another day for another thing if you want to talk about that. So VPN is virtual private, and firewall is firewall. Firewall is a layer 4 or layer, what's the other? Is it layer 3 device? Go and check on the OSI model, because we also talk about the OSI model. Sometimes they can ask you in the interview, what layer is the firewall? Go and do your research on the OSI model. Watch it. know the layer for firewall. If you are going to interview for firewall administrator, firewall engineer, you need to know this. They might ask you. Although I've not seen it being asked in a minute, but they may ask you. Because if I'm interviewing you, I just go on ChatGPT and just create interview questions for you. I'm telling you that's what I will do. I will. I'll just go on AI, put in your credentials, create some interview questions for this lady or for this man, and they can ask you in the interview what layer is. Okay, so someone put in the chat, please. What layer is the firewall? Someone put it in the chat. I asked that maybe 2 weeks ago. What layer on the OSI model is the firewall? Please put in the chat your answer. What layer? You know we have 7 layers. Application layer and layer 7. What layer is the firewall? Put that. If you don't know, then go Google the answer. I know I'm not. So that was firewall. Now, when if you are doing firewalls, this looks like a router. If I bring my router now, it looks like a router. This is a home firewall. There is no company in their right mind that will use this kind of firewall. It's very small. Most enterprise firewalls are big, huge. I went to data center 2 days ago. We went to set up a new firewall for Checkpoint firewall. You know, I told you that we have different firewalls. We have Checkpoint firewall, we have Fortinet firewall, we have Palo Alto firewall, we have Juniper firewall, we have Sonic firewall. Out of all these firewalls, those 3 that are being used, they are very popular. Is Checkpoint firewall, Palo Alto firewall, and Fortinet firewall. They are very popular. If you go on dice.com or go on whatever job board that you go for interviews, just put in Fortinet engineer, put in Palo Alto engineer, put in firewall engineer yourself. Look at the requirements. In most cases, people are looking for Fortinet engineer, Checkpoint engineer, or Palo Alto engineer. Now, firewalls are the same. If you can configure Palo Alto, you can configure Fortinet. You can configure Checkpoint. They do the same thing. A firewall naturally is configured to block traffic. Your job as a firewall administrator is to allow it. I'm showing you the physical. I hope I can log in and see if it will work this time, because I've been trying to log into the firewall. It's just that the Windows that laptop I have is more of work laptop. So hold on one second. If I can log in, I will be very happy to show you what it's about. I don't mind. So you guys can see it and have an idea what it is. So when you are interviewing for a job, because this is just more of it, I'm just training you to get a job, to be honest. When you interview for a job, they will ask you, what firewall have you worked with? What firewall have you worked with? As I said, how many firewalls do we have? At least there are plenty. There are plenty. But the main ones are Checkpoint firewall, FortiGate firewall, and Palo Alto firewall. There are other firewalls that I've not mentioned. There's Sonic firewall, Dell, no Dell computers. They have a firewall called Dell Sonic firewall. But the only person I've seen this was maybe a local. I've not seen Dell Sonic firewall like that, to be honest. I have not out there. Then there's Juniper firewall. That's also a firewall. There are other firewalls out there. But the main ones that I've seen in most companies are Checkpoint firewall, Palo firewalls, and Fortinet firewalls. I will try and stand it up. If I can't, then it is well. I think I've tried. But any other questions? So VPN is virtual private network, and firewalls are firewalls. We have different kinds of firewalls. Even for those that have Windows, your Windows also has a firewall in it. You can activate the firewall on your Windows. So there's some files that also entrench into a system, but the main ones are the ones that you can set up many things. You can set up VPN, you can NAT, network address translation. And what is NATing? You are NATing from a private IP address to a public IP address. I hope that makes sense. So any other questions? And thank you, Mr. Christopher. So firewall acts as a barrier to protect the network's perimeter, while VPN secures data in transit over a network. Yes, that is IPsec VPN. So that secures the site-to-site VPN is like me trying to connect to my work. That's site-to-site. So I'm connecting from my work or from my home to my work. So I'm using my work laptop and I'm connecting from my work laptop to the company where we are working at. So if you work remotely, for those that work remotely here, that is what you are doing. When you open your laptop and you log in, there's a place where you have to click the VPN and log in with your credentials to the VPN. That allows you to access company files and data. In most cases, if you don't log into your VPN, the way it is configured, it will just block you because it doesn't know who you are. What if the laptop was stolen? If someone stole your laptop, they can't just easily access the company file. You get what I'm saying? That's why for those that have work laptops, you have to have a password. Why? Because if some, God forbid, if somebody steals your work laptop, they should not be able to log into it. And if they eventually even break into your work laptop, they should not be able to log in or hack the company data. All right. Any other questions? Any comments? Anything that comes to mind? Maybe something that I've not talked about. Let me see. Give me. Let me see. Let me see if I can use another. Let me see if I can use another screen to log in because I want to show you what it is really about. But any other questions? Any contributions, please? Any questions, comments? Any questions? Any comments? Okay, but one. Any eh, any questions? Any comments? Everybody's quiet too. Okay, I take it as none. All right. Okay. So we are going to continue with subnetting. Please, if you have any questions or comment, let me know. It is best for me to know now, so I can at least help you out. We are both learning. So as I'm learning from you, you are learning from me. So please let me know if there's any questions or comments in regards to what we talked about today or what we talked about in the past. Thank you, Mr. Ebenezer. Layer 3, layer 4, layer 7. Even a router can act as a firewall. But that's another one for another day if you have time for that. So layer 4, layer 7. Layer 7 is a web application firewall. So if I'm using web application, it's a layer 7. Layer 4 to layer 3. So firewalls are in different layers. So please understand the OSI model. It will help you a lot. If you can memorize it, memorize it. It's good. Although, as I said, it's been long since somebody asked me about it in an interview, but it doesn't mean that they won't. Well, I'm able to log in from Windows. I'm able to log in from Windows. 1 second, admin. Hey, hold on a second, admin, and no password. Okay, admin. Sorry, 1 second though. Guys, please bear with me. I don't know my old password. Okay, admin. Hmm. Any questions? Sorry, I'm trying to see. You see my. I'm trying to log into the firewall. I am. So, but anyhow, let's start. Let me just present my screen. I was just trying to log into it to see, so I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay, all is well. All is well. All is well. Oh. All right. Hope you guys are having a great week, great weekend. I hope everything is fine. God bless you. All right. So let's now go into our networking basics. And so, what is port 443? What is port 443? Can someone put that in the chat? What is port 443? Let us do quick recap. Port 443. Thank you, Mr. Ebenezer. What is DNS? What port is DNS? DNS, domain name service. What port is DNS? Domain name service. What determines the capacity of a firewall? There are many things. The size, that's a very good question. I like that. So the capacity depends on the customers you allow in terms of let's say now I work for Apple and I have a lot of customers that are going to be accessing our company, then I'm going to get a bigger firewall. Thank you very much. That's a very good question. What determines the capacity of a firewall? That's a good one. So, what is DNS? So, to answer your question, Mr. Nido, it depends. Sometimes it's the hardware, sometimes it's the bandwidth capacity. That is one. So now let's say we are thinking that 1 million people will be accessing our site. That means that the bandwidth capacity has to be big. The one I'm showing you right now here, let me show it to you again for those. This one cannot handle 1 million capacity. It can't. It's dangerous. It's super dangerous. It cannot handle 1 million. It cannot. It cannot. So most companies in general, they have um huge fire. I wish I could show you. Like I said, I went to data center. So in most cases, let me also break it down. I know many of you know this. So most companies have data centers. What is a data center? A data center is the place that houses the physical devices of companies. It houses the physical devices of companies. So any company you work for, they have a data center. Especially is a huge company. So like now, if you work in New York, you might have a data center in New York. Now, most companies have multiple data centers. So a data center houses everything from the server to the routers to the switches to the firewalls to many other things, SD-WAN, different things. I'm just giving different things. It houses them there. That's what a data center does. So because of the way things are, companies have backup data centers for redundancy. So God forbid now, if a data center catches fire and the place burns to the ground, that should not stop a company from functioning. So what do they do? What they do is that what they do again? What they do is that, forgive me, they create backup data centers in different places. So the headquarters of my company now is in Atlanta. They're going to put the data center in Oregon. So random. It can be in Minnesota. It can be in Louisiana. It can be in I don't know, name a state. It can be in Idaho, although I've not seen anyone in Idaho before. Why? Just to be safe. So there's a backup data center that most companies have. So they have one probably in their city or maybe Miami. They can have one in Miami, have another one in New Hampshire. They can have one in Rhode Island and have another one in, I don't know, Alabama. Why? So that if something happens to the initial data center, there's a backup for it. Thank you, Dami. Port 53 is DNS. Another one, FTP. FTP, what port is that? FTP. FTP, File Transfer Protocol. FTP, what port is that? FTP. So what determines the size of it? Thank you, Mr. Ebenezer. Very quick, port 25. So what determines the size of a firewall is their throughput capacity, bandwidth, expected traffic. There are many things that determine the size. For me, if I set up a firewall in my house, it's just me and my family by the grace of God. So I don't need anything more than this. Ah, okay. Anybody have any other any questions? I don't know. I don't even know what my old password is. Oh, shoot. Oh, it's asking me for my old password, but I don't know. I don't remember what my old password is. It is well. All right. So any other questions? Any other questions? I really want to log in so I can show you. I want to just show you what a firewall does. For those that have not seen it, I've gone into the login page, but I don't remember. I've not used it in a long time. So it's asking for my old password, and I don't remember my old password. Okay, log out. Let me go again. 1 second, guys, please. Let me just try and log in. Let me see if I can do forgot password. All right. So any other questions? Any comments? I mean, any questions or comments? All right, let's keep it moving. So we have subnetting, subnetting. I believe you can see my screen. Please, if you can't see my screen, let me know. So as I mentioned 2 weeks ago, we have 4 octets for every IP address for IPv4, IP version 4. We have 4 octets. Each octet has 8 bits. So if you add all of the 8 bits, 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 is 32. Get what I'm saying? Then, of course, we have 8 times 4 is 32 as well. So we have 4 octets, we have 8 bits. Now, there's something called network mask. What is a network mask? What is a network mask? A network mask shows it as 255. 255, 255. How do I say it now? So, network mask is 255. Network mask is 255. So, for every 8 bit, 255 is the network mask. 255, 255. Now you see 4. 4. make this 240. How? If you look here, the binary equivalent, we have 8 bits. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Second octet, 8 bits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Third octet, 8 bits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, the fourth octet has 4 that are open and 2 and 4 that are closed. You can see there in the binary equivalent that we have, if you add the first octet, 8 plus 8 plus 8, 8 times 3 is what? 24. Plus 4 is 28. So we have 4 bits that are closed, which are zeros. So if you add them up, it's a slash 28 already. Now, for the network mask, that is a 240. How? Please hope that makes sense. How is it a 240? How? Based on the example that we see here, we have 4 that are open and 4 that are closed. So we can see there that the broadcast for the one that is open is 4. For the one that is closed is 4. So for us to calculate that network mask, that is 240. How? If you minus the 4 zeros, oh God, please pray with me. I want to explain to you that you can understand. Because this network mask, you have to understand it as well. But in the real life, to be honest, in real life, you can just use a calculator to calculate this thing. You can use a calculator to calculate it. So for this slash 28 now, for this slash 28, we have 4 that are open and 4 that are closed. What I'll do is that let me give you like a network mask cheat sheet. Give me a second. Let me give it to you right quick so it can make sense. What's wrong with this thing? This. I say no. I'm trying to escape from it. Okay, thank you. Let's go back just quickly. IPv4. Before I share you the cheat sheet I'm talking about. So we have 4 octets IPv4. Am I right? 4 octets. So if you look at the place value, we have 128, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, 1. Everybody listening? Hope that makes sense. Hope that makes sense. So please, it does. Hi. Ah, God have mercy. Oh. This one stumped me when I was also taking the class. So I understand where you are coming from. So I want to make sure that you're good. Is that okay? All right. So we have the place value 128, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, and 1. Okay. So if you look at the place value, oh God, 128, 32, 128 has 1101. 64 has 1001. 32 has 0101. 16 has 000. You know what? Let me give you the cheat sheet. Let me give you the cheat sheet right quick. Give me a sec, please. 1 second. 1 second. Let me give you the cheat sheet. I think that will help so that we are not. If I can get the heck out of here. Okay, thank you very much. 1 second. Let me just get you the cheat sheet right quick. I feel like Ebenezer gets this in quickly. He said the addition of place value equals 255. Very true. Addition of the place values equals 255. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you. I like Ebenezer. Ebenezer is maybe has taken this class before. So those do cheat sheet for network mask. Okay. So that we get it. All right. Let me post this. All right. Let me post this on the chat and you can just click on it yourself. Control C, zoom. So that is one. Is that not listening to you? Got it too. Okay, well, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I like that. I like that. So that's one I just put there. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Jesus. Thank you. I'm glad some people get this thing. I'm glad. So that's one. So if you look at that you see that we have 255.255.255.0. If you have that there, slash 28 is 255.255.255.240. Why? Because if you add the place value, there are 4 bits that are missing. For that 4 bit that is missing, that is a 16. So 255. Can you see that file I sent to you? Please just look through it. It does in a minute. Just look through it. Let me just pause the recording. Is 4 is on and 4 is off, it means that that 4 that is off equals 240. How does that equal 240? How? Anybody have any reason, or if you can just look at it, how does that last octet equals 240? How? Because the first octet has 8 bits, the second octet has 8 bits, the third octet has 8 bits, but the fourth octet has 4 bits instead of 8 bits. So, of course, if you do 8 times 3 is 24, plus 4 is 28. So, you know that's a slash 28. But why is the network mask 240? Why is the network mask 240? First of all, I've given the fact that we have 4 ones, that's 4 binary equivalents that are on, and we have 4 zeros that are off. Is there a reason why it is a 240? Anybody want to try? Anybody? Why
I
is
can
the last octet 240?
I can try and explain it if
Go
I
ahead,
could.
Mr. Olayemi, go ahead.
Um, okay, so the 240, if you look at it, the binary equivalent is 11110000.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about a binary, like when we're trying to do it. So zero, I don't know if you saw the group chat. So if you do binary, it's like, okay, someone already did it. Mr. Beans already got it already.
Mm-hmm.
But it's basically you're adding it.
Mm-hmm.
So how I think about it is zero. I can't see the screen right now.
Oh, okay. Let me play it back again. Can you see the screen?
Oh, I can see it now.
Okay, okay.
So zero. So for the 11110000, you start from the zero at the extreme end,
Mm-hmm.
and that zero is equivalent. It's equivalent to a one.
Mm-hmm.
So it will be zero times one
Mm-hmm.
plus zero times two.
Mm-hmm.
That's like plus zero times four plus
Mm-hmm.
zero times eight plus
Mm-hmm.
one times 16
Mm-hmm.
plus one times 32 plus
Mm-hmm.
one times 64 plus one times 128, and you add it
Mm-hmm.
and you get the 240.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. So, for the benefit of those that did not get it, please, Mr. Olayemi, repeat it again, please. Repeat it again. Please
Okay,
just repeat
so
it again.
for this you have to what I normally do is at the bottom, at the top of the binary equivalent, I
Mm-hmm.
write the numbers zero. I write the number 1, 2, 4, 8, 16,
Mm-hmm.
64, or 128, just right on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I do a 0 times 1, because 1 is
Mm-hmm.
the first one.
Mm-hmm.
0 times 1 plus 0 times 2
Mm-hmm.
plus 0 times 4
Mm-hmm.
plus 0 times 8. Then
Mm-hmm.
you do the one, so to be plus 1 times 16 plus 1 times 32 plus 1 times 64 plus 1 times 128.
Mm-hmm.
The first one has an 8. Yeah, the first
Just
one has a
put it in the
16.
chat.
Sorry.
Put it in the chat, Mr.
Uh,
Olayemi. Because I know that some people don't want to talk, but trust me, if you can get this part, trust me, this is the easy, this is the hardest part. Just put it that way. Put it in the chat, please. This is the hardest part. So if you can get this part, trust me, you'll be very fine. You'll be fine. I don't know what's wrong with my computer today, man. Just put in the chat. So after he puts in the chat, if you have any questions, we attack it. So we have ones and zeros. So if you look at the place value, that place value helps you to determine what is there and what is missing. If you can work with that, you'll be very fine. Ugh, ugh. Sorry, Mr. Laimi, we're waiting for you. Don't just take your time. So, anybody have any questions? Or we want us to wait until when Mr. Laimi posts before we ask the questions? If you do, just let me know. All right, thank you very much. Okay, let's go back to the place value. If you look at the place value, everybody see the place value. So, if you look at the place value, let me remove this one for me. 1 second. Now, if you look at the place value, we see that we have 128, 64. So, if you look at okay, so 111,000. So 128 plus 64 plus 32 plus 16 equals what? 128 plus 64 plus 32 plus 16 equals what? 240. I hope that makes sense. It's the place value that you need. See, Mr. Olayemi's style is different from my own style, but I like his own style too. So if you look at the place value, I hope you get it. I think some people have gotten it. If you look at the place value, it is, see, let me go forward. It is one, so you have 4 ones and how many zeros? 4 zeros. Am I right? 4 ones and 4 zeros. Look at the fourth octet. I wish I could put the pointer in 4 ones, 4 zeros. Now, if you go back, if you do the 4 ones, so under the 128 is 1. Am I right? Under the 64 is what? 1. Under the 32 is 1. Under the 16 is what? 1. So it's 0, 0, 0, 0. If you add 128 plus 64 plus 32 plus 16, what does that equal? 240. I hope that makes sense. Oh, Lord. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Okay, let's do another one. Let me give an example in the chat and I'll ask you for your own contributions. Okay, we have 255 dot. Okay, let's do 255 dot 255 dot 255 dot Holy Spirit. I'm thinking. I'm trying to give an example that I'll give you. Hold on, let me pick one from here. Let's do slash. Mm. Let me not confuse you. 248. 255 255 248. Let's do the 248. So if you look at it, okay. 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Now for the last octet, what will the 248 be? For that last octet. So for the first three, we know that we have 8 bits. Thank you, Olayemi. So you have 1 1 1. That's 1 2 3 4 5. 5 ones and 3 zeros. Am I right? 5 ones and 3 zeros. Now, if you go back to the place value, let's go back. I believe you can see my screen. So we have 5 ones. That will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that will be 128 plus 64 plus 32 plus 16 plus 8 equals what? 248. Hope that makes sense. If you know the place value, you can understand. I also like Mr. Olayemi's style too. Does that make sense? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 ones are on and 3 zeros are off. So that is the what? I hope that makes sense. Nobody's answering. Everybody's just quiet. Hope that makes sense. So So we have five ones and three zeros. So if you add up the place value, you'll be fine. That's one. Then Mr. Olayemi zone. You do 1 times 128 plus 1 times 64 plus 1 times 32 plus 1 times 16 plus 0 times 8, 0 times 4, 0 times 2, 0 times 1. Hope that makes sense. That's another way of looking at it. Let me give another example. I'll just keep giving examples so it will make sense to you. So that one I just gave you is a slash 29 slash 29. Let's do another one. Let's do 252. Let's do 252. So I'll go back to the chart again. Go back to the chart. So it'll be 255.255.255.252. What is that? Of course, the first three octets are all one. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Online is really fast. I like that. Online is fast, man. So we have 6 ones and what? 2 zeros. Am I right? 6 ones and 2 zeros. So go to the place value. How many ones we have? So count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you are adding how many? 128 plus 64 plus 32 plus 16 plus 8 plus 4. Am I right? That equals what? 252. I think that's the slash 30, if I'm right. 252. Does that make sense? Please let me know if it doesn't make sense to you. If you know the place value 120, memorize the place value, you'll be fine. Or minus 255 from or minus 255 from 2 plus 1. Thank you, Olayemi. Does that make sense, please? Does that make sense? Let's do one more. I'm giving you easy ones. It's really easy. Trust me. If you can get the place value, you will get it. It's not hard. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do another one. This one should be easy for you. This one should be easy for you. Okay. Okay. 255 plus 255 plus 2 dot 255, excuse me, dot 254. What is this? How many ones do we have? How many zeros do we have? Answer before let me get it. Quickly, quickly. Thank you very much. We have 7 ones. 7 1. Now go back to the chart or go back to the, let me present again. So, of course, look at the place value 128, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2. If you add everything together, what does it give you? 254. I hope that makes sense. Because for each ones that are open, these are the place value. I believe that should make sense for subnetting. If you don't get it, please let me know. Hmm? Any questions? Okay, let's do another one. Because I feel like somebody needs to be convinced that this is not as difficult as they think it is. Okay, let me show you another one now. Same thing, but this one is. Hmm, should we go back down? Let's go back down. Let's do this one. Okay. Where's my chart again? Okay. 255.255.255.128. What is that? So, of course, the first three octets, you know that is already the bit. So, how about the last one? Give me the ones that are open and the ones that are closed. Are you sure, Ebenezer, there is one that is open? I'm just checking, you know. Ebenezer, are you sure? Anybody else have any objection to what Mr. Ebenezer posted? Anybody? So, of course, the first octet is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 3 is what? 24 dot 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7. So Mr. Ebenezer is actually right. Yes. So that's a slash 25 if you count the ones, and it's 255 dot 255 dot 255 dot 128. I hope that makes sense. The main thing to note is the place value. If you know the place value, you are fine. That's the main thing to note, is the place value. Or follow what Mr. Nido, that's Olayemi, mentioned. Hey, how are you? All right. Any other contributions or comments on this one? I can give you that. Let me give one more example because I want you to get it. Please just pay attention to the place value. Is the place value that determines what you just have to add the place value. That's what you need to do. You just need to add the place value. Shut it door. Shut it door. Tileko. Shut it door. You just need to add the place value. Let me give one more example. One more example, then we keep it moving. If you don't understand, please just talk now. This is the best time to talk. This is the best time to talk. This is the best time to talk. Let's do one. Let's do this one should be easy. This one should be very easy. Let's do this one. Okay. Okay, chat. 255.255.255.0. What is this? If you know, if I what I've been doing so far, what cider is this one? Easily. What's the cider for this one? If you don't understand, raise your hand. Please, if you don't understand, raise your hand. If you don't understand, raise your hand, please. What is this? For the example I just posted in the chat now, is it slash what? The cider is what? Slash. That should be easy. This one should be very easy. This cider for the last octet is cider. So slash what? Thank you, Iman. Thank you very much. It's a slash 24. If you add up the 3 octets, 8 times 3 is what? 24. Hope that makes sense. So if you that link, just look at the link, look at the table that is there. Look at the ciders, look at that. The link I posted in the chat, look at that. Then look at the subnet mask, look at the bit. That is literally it. That is it. If we even have this table, you can do anything. I'm just showing you how to do it manually. I hope that makes sense. For those that did elementary school, you know, like they say 12 times 12. 12 times 12 is 144. I know it. You don't have to tell me. But back in the day, you know that you just do 12 times 12. Then you now do 2 times 2, 4. 2 times 1, 2. 1 times 2. You know what I'm talking about? You now add it. If you did primary school in Nigeria, you know what I'm talking about. That when you are doing some of all these things, the manual process, they want you to know it. Or for those that did like BODMAS, bracket of division, multiplication, addition, subtraction, in the US it's called PEMDAS, parentheses, something, something. When I came, I know it was PEMDAS. In Nigeria, it's BODMAS. Same thing. You are doing the long concept of things, but in general, if you can just know it in your head, you're good. If you memorize that table, you're also good. I'm just showing the long version. If you know the place value, you can answer this question correctly. If you have any questions, raise your hand, please. Any questions, please raise your hand, please. So that there's no stupid question. It's good for you to know now. If you just add the place values on the ones, you are good. For every one, add the place value. For every 0, leave it. For place that is those ones, for every one, add the place value. For every 0, so 1 means on, 0 means off. So for every one, add the place value. That is it. And what is the place value? 128, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, 1. That's it. Okay. Let's do this one. This should be very easy for you. Let me put in the chat. Let me put in the chat. So we have 255.255.255.255. What is that, please? That means everything is on. Am I right? What is that? Anybody post that quickly in the chat? The chat is your place where you can answer. What is that? That's it. They are all on. So it's a slash 32. They are all on. Is a slash 32. I hope that makes sense. Okay, let's do one more. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. Okay, let's test you. Thank you, Jesus. Okay. 255.255.254.0. How many is on? How many is off? So you know that, of course, the first two octets are on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Thank you very much. It's like Iman has gotten it, and maybe Olayemi. I want to know if you guys are quiet. Have you guys gotten it as well? So that is a slash 23 because we have 23 that are on and the rest are off. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Please raise your hand if you don't understand. Though. Easy. Raise your hand, please. Oh, please raise your hand. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Do you understand? Do you understand? If you don't raise your hand, you are literally using the place value. For every one that is on, add the place value. For the ones that are 0, just leave it alone. Hope that makes sense. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? All right, I'll keep it moving. Please raise your hand if you don't understand. Do you understand? Do you understand? Okay, let's do one more. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. Hey, careful, careful. Sorry, 1 second. All right, so Mr. Shola, do you understand? Dami, please answer. Do you understand? Tracy, Sister Zainab. Sorry if I'm not putting an addendum to your name. Please forgive me. That's why I say you should share your screen or show your face. So I mean, trust me, I'm raised in a culture of respect. I respect my elders. I respect people, even respect people that are younger than me. Please. So, Mr. Christopher, Dami, Sister Tracy, Iman, do you understand? If you don't understand, please speak or forever hold your peace or like marriage. Please speak now. It is easier for us to just go back and we can just go through it. Is that okay? All right, let's keep it moving. If nobody has any questions, maybe I'll do one more example. Let me do one more example. Okay, let's do. I am just trying to log into this. If it doesn't work, I'm just going to open. I'm going to open the new firewall and just use it. I'm going to open the new firewall and use it. So all right, let me just give one more example, and I think we'll call it a day in that area and just keep it moving. Okay, let's do this one. This one should be easy. 255.255.0.0. How many are on, how many are closed? This should be easy. Is this one, even just looking at it, is you should already have the answer. Is it slash what? Is it side what? Slash what? Please just check the chat. How many are on? How many are off? Thank you, slash 16. How many are on? That means 16 are on. And 16 is what? 16 is off. Okay, I think we have gotten the point. Look at the place value. The place value gives you the answer. That's pretty much it. Okay. All right. Let's keep it moving to the next thing. So, Mr. Nido, Mr. Victor, I said I mentioned my name, Mr. Shola, Mr. Olayemi, Mr. Christopher, Mr. Dami, Mr. Ebenezer, Mr. Iman, Sister Tracy, Sister Zainab. I believe you understand this. I believe you do. All right. I don't want to overwhelm you, but let us look at one or two more things, then we'll call it a day. We've been here for some time now. All right. So subnetting, gives the required network. Now, we look at different classes, class A, class B, class C. I don't want to confuse you further with this, but we'll just keep going. If you have any questions, please just let me know in regards to this. So we have, of course, network mask, subnet mask. Basically, if you know the place value, you should be fine. Just memorize the place value, you should be fine. So 1 means on, 0 means off. 1 means on, 0 means off. All right. Okay. Then same thing, IP, subnet mask, how to calculate the IPs. You can see that here, that from this example, we see that 8 is on, that's 16, 8 times 3 is 24. 24 is on. Am I right? And look at the increment of 16 for 240. We have 4 that is on, 4 that is what? Is off. So if you look at it and look at the increment, that's what Mr. Olayemi was trying to talk about. That if you look at the last one bit, that the increment is 16. So if you add everything up, if you add all the 4 place value, it gives you the answer. Or also look at the increment. If you look at that, you can see that also gives the answer in terms of the increment of the network ranges. I hope that makes sense. If you just use the example of the place value, you should be fine. Just add up the place values. So for the ones that are on, add the place value, you should be fine. And that gives the answer to the subnet mask. Add the place value, and that gives the answer to the subnet mask. Any other questions or contributions, any comments on this, any comments, contributions, please just memorize the place value 128.6432168421. 128.6432168421. All right. Now subnet mask, of course, we have who's all these ones. He's just breaking it down. He's breaking it down how you can convert the bits. I know now you can convert bits as well, but let's not even go to that for today. Let's not go into it for today. Just know that if you want to know the network mask, just add up the place value. You can memorize the place value 128, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, 1, 0. Get it? All right. Let me see if I can show you the firewall one more time. If not, you just give me a minute. I'll just remove the new firewall that I have, and I'll just see if I can just help you log in. Just log into it, because I don't know why this is doing that. Okay, 1 second. What if all right, let's try one more time. Any questions, contributions, questions, any questions? Any questions? Hey, this is just doing too much for me. Let me just hold on 1 second. Let me just connect the new FortiGate firewall. Let me connect it. Just give me 1 minute. I'll just connect it right quick. Then I can show you. Then we'll call it a day. So those give me a minute right quick. Let's take it. Let's not take a break before you come. Just give me a minute right quick. Give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. Any questions or contributions? Who is this applied on the field? How is this applied on the field? I mean, you are basically working with IP addresses, sister. Is it Ebenezer? Ebenezer, you're going to be working with IP addresses. You work with IP addresses every day. Even if you are working on the cloud, let's say you're doing AWS cloud, you're going to work with IP addresses. That one is a given. So if you know how to calculate which one and how it is broken into, it will help a lot. Okay, now if I get a slash 24, you know as a slash 24, the other host. You get what I'm saying? So I come to your house now, you have a party, you are celebrating your 30th birthday, 40th birthday. Let's give an example. And 10 guests come to your house and we need your Wi-Fi. The DJ needs your Wi-Fi. I need your Wi-Fi. The internet service provider is going to assign you a slash 24. So if all your devices are on, your laptop, your iPad, your fridge, your TV is connected to your internet, and even me coming, I come with my family, we all connect to your internet. Why is that the case? Because your internet service provider has assigned you a slash 24 address. So that slash 24 address gives the ability to give people your Wi-Fi and it will work. So to give an example, as I mentioned 2 weeks ago, if you have 192.34.56.0 slash 24, what does that mean? It means that that is your private IP address, and that dot zero at the fourth octet, it can be assigned to anybody. So if I come to your house, it can assign me 192.34.56.12. That's me. That's for my phone. If I bring my iPad along, it can be 192.24.56.15 for my iPad. If I connect maybe my Apple Watch, let's give another example. It can be 192.56.68, 67. You get the point? That it just shows you what is assigned. But in general, there are calculators for it. It's like for those that their parents or their grandparents went to school, maybe they didn't use calculator. So most of your grandparents or your parents can calculate this in their head because they had to calculate things using their head. But when we were in school, we allowed calculators. Hope that makes sense. Hope that makes sense. So please ask any question that you need in the area of that. Any questions or comments? Interviewing, interviewing for firewall positions, definitely you have to choose a firewall that you've worked with. Now, if you have worked with any of the firewalls in the past, that is not a problem in getting another job. So let's say I work with Fortinet. I have worked with all three major. I've worked with Fortinet. I have worked with Palo. I worked with Checkpoint firewalls. I even worked a bit in the past with the Cisco ASA. So Cisco. They have firewall as well. It's called Cisco ASA. I've also worked with that during my training in the past. So in most cases, on your resume, you have to state a firewall that you have worked with. That's very important. I can't give you a job if I don't know what you have done in the past. I can't. If I was the hiring manager, and I've mentioned before that your job is to beat the gate man, is to literally, if you can scale through the gate man, you are good to go. How that makes sense? That your job is to beat the gate man. Okay, so once again on 199. Any questions or comments before we continue? I'm just trying to see if I can log into the. If I am not able to log into this, then we'll continue next week. Now, before I round off, I don't want to let you know that the Saturday the 25th, I won't be available. That weekend, I'll be out of town, I think. So I won't be available. So we're not going to have class. I just want to give you a heads up. So that's in about 3 weeks. So on the 25th of October, I won't be available. Maybe I'll give an assignment. I've not been given an assignment lately. I'll give an assignment for you. So, and I'm also going to give an assignment. I'm going to post it in the chat and you submit your assignment. How about that? So I'll give an assignment and you submit the assignment. Hope that makes sense. All right. Okay. All right. God bless you. I think, let me just give me 1 minute. Let me just check one more time. I will log in. If it doesn't work, and I think I will leave it alone. All right, let's do one more time. I'm going to log in. If it doesn't work, then just you give me this week. I'll configure the firewall and we'll meet again. All right, you know what, guys? Thank you. Let me work on this. I'll make sure I have access to it by the time next week by God's grace. And we'll just look into the firewalls next week, talk about firewalls, look into it, and we'll go from there. All right, have a blessed weekend. So we'll meet again earlier. We're not going to meet at 12.